This is Byron Gordon for the SES Conference Channel. It is day one here at SES Chicago. We just came out of the online PR Where to Next session, and we're speaking with Andy Beal, Andy of Marketing Pilgrim and Trackur fame. Andy, thanks for joining us. I thought we'd review a little bit some of the points that you highlighted in your talk. First of all, we know in the PR game, press release is still the way it's done, at least with most agencies. So you mentioned in particular PRWeb, and I thought maybe you could just highlight briefly in particular why that particular choice when it comes for press release distribution.
Well, there's a couple of reasons I like PRWeb. One is the pricing of it. I like the different tiers that they have based on your needs, but the metrics as well is what I like the most out of it, because you can really get very granular in terms of where was the press release picked up, what keywords were used, the countries. And another thing I like as well is, especially if you're using a lot of press releases and trying different headlines to see which is getting you the best bang for the buck, PRWeb lets you compare different headlines to see which one performed better. So there are a lot of great newswires out there. I think they're all starting to kind of starting to realize that they need to offer better metrics and better analysis. But I've been using PRWeb for many years, and I'm very familiar with them. And I think that what they lacked in terms of perhaps the distribution network, they made up for certainly in the early days with the tools that they offer.
And you think the social media component is definitely an asset that PRWeb offers?
Well, the social media, being able to share the press releases directly, I think that, one of the things we touched on in the session is that your audience is no longer restricted to the inbox or the email of a journalist. Press releases, traditionally, they went out on the wire, and that's who you reach. Now, these press releases can get shared on Delicious, they can be tweeted, they can be added to Facebook, and so your audience is expanded to the point that you can directly reach your target audience. So I think that having those social media options is really going to be beneficial going forward. Yeah. So
you mentioned also going after your influencers, finding and identifying those influencers. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, it kind of, as great as a press release is, it is a shotgun blast approach, and what you really want to do is be more like a sniper. You want to be a sharpshooter, and that you need to find who are the influences for your industry, not just your industry, but for this particular announcement that you're going to make. Who is going to best serve you based upon your goals and the type of content that you're announcing. And so it may be that you identify particular bloggers that rank well in Google for the key phrases that are going to help you. So if they rank #1 for a particular key phrase and you're launching a product that's relevant to that, if they write about your product launch, there's a good chance they're going to rank really well because it's right on topic. They already rank well. They have a lot of Google juice. So you may give them more of an exclusive than you would the Wall Street Journal, if that's part of your goals for that announcement.
Now, predictions for the next 5 years. You had some interesting comments with regards to that, and I wanted to pick up on one of them. You mentioned that perhaps we'll be seeing in the future performance-based press release pricing. Elaborate a little bit on that.
Well, I'd certainly like to see it, but as we were joking earlier, I don't know if the newswires will give it to us. But I think just as PRWeb perhaps built its name with its analytics, there's an opportunity for a newswire service to get in and offer a performance-based pricing. I would rather pay extra if I get my story picked up by, the New York Times or TechCrunch, as opposed to paying $300 just to have it go out there and maybe not get picked up by anybody. So I think that there's an opportunity there either for an existing newswire that wants to take a risk, which I kind of somewhat doubt, because the larger your company gets, the less likely you are to take such a bold risk. But certainly if there's a new aspiring newswire that's trying to build a name for itself, I think performance-based pricing is something that you would find a lot of PR practitioners would welcome.
All right, so words of wisdom for the future of online PR from Andy Beal. This is Byron Gordon for the SES Conference Channel at SES Chicago Day 1. Stay tuned for more.